And I was like, then fucking do something about it. And then he was like, no. And like we kind of had that standoff where he didn't say anything and I didn't say anything. And then I sort of ramped up and walked up to him and then I decked him right in the face. Welcome back to the PM Podcast. The podcast where two guys just hang out and share life stories. I think that's how it's going to... Okay, hold on. I think that's how we're going to start entering the episode.
It's two guys just telling our life stories.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be like, welcome back to the PM Podcast. The podcast where two guys just sit down and talk about life. And then I'll say, like, I'm Aaron. And
I'm Braxton.
And then you can say what we're talking about. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
So if you go, I'm Braxton, I'll say, I'm Aaron. And then I can tell them what we're talking about.
Yeah, just kind of throw it in.
Yeah, that way we take turns doing it. And then it's just something super casual. Because I think that's what this is kind of people are liking and wanting.
Right.
And I think it's kind of where we're going anyway.
Well, we just got to keep taking it on that level, you know?
Yeah.
Keep matching it.
Keep matching it. Keep being mellow. Hey, if you guys know, for some reason, by the way, for those of you that watch the podcast, first of all, thank you for your comments. You guys have been commenting like crazy, and we love it.
Absolutely.
Secondly, what is up with you guys and our feet?
That is the thing.
Like, that is a big
thing. Are you concerned or no?
I don't think so. You want to put your mic up next to your face a little bit?
That's fair.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, but here's the thing. I told them that I would do it. But I'm not going to do both feet. So you pick a foot. I'm going to take one sock off.
The left one?
My left-handed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start with the dominant.
Taking one off?
Nah.
No, you're not going to do it?
Yeah, I'll tease him.
You're not going to do the foot fetish thing?
I'm just going to give him the one foot.
You embarrassed about your feet today?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit.
Why?
I stubbed it and chipped the toenail.
Oh, let me see.
I'm kidding. I don't really give a shit what people think about my feet or anything like that, honestly. I just didn't want to take my socks off. Because they want it and I don't want to give it to them.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's why.
They love you.
Yeah, no, I love you guys too. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the comments and all the suggestions. I mean, me and Aaron, we were actually kind of talking about it. I think we kind of got on the point, which I think is what it is the reason why people are just, they like how comfortable we are. Mm-hmm. And, I think obviously a lot of people, you listen or watch a lot of other podcasts and stuff and they don't have that. I mean, obviously that's what makes us different compared to everybody else. And I think that's what they enjoy. But yeah, I think with the whole foot thing or the feet thing, I think that's what it is. It's just like nobody else, like who's comfortable enough. Like, and I think it is a kind of a, what was the word that I said? A vulnerability, I guess. Like it just shows that, we're comfortable to be ourselves. Mm-hmm. And, we don't really care. Because usually people cover up their feet. And I think that's, same thing with, people generally cover up things they want to hide.
Very self-conscious about their feet, yeah.
Right. So I think it's just, maybe, I don't know. People noticed it. It is interesting, though, to get the feedback. Yeah. I mean, it's just like the things that you guys noticed that, like.
For real.
I never, what? Like.
So release the feet.
They are released.
They're not released.
Oh, they'll be all right. I assure you.
I took off the left one. You took off the right one.
Why?
Because that way we were matching.
Pretty adamant about it.
Yeah, that way we were matching. I took off my left. You took off your right. We have a matching set. Oh, foot and foot.
I have a matching set right now.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What are you being weird about it?
What? I guess you're the one that's being weird and adamant about it.
I mean, I don't care.
Do you?
No. Do I care?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay.
I just want to know why.
Because.
So, I can cut it out if you want, but we can go into it.
For the 7th time, my feet are cold and I'm comfortable where I'm at. And
for the 7th time, don't go there. You said it twice.
We're arguing right now, okay? I'm going to do this for live on public.
Are we arguing?
You always do this in front of me and my family. No, okay, yeah, I'll take the sock off. I was just you seem very adamant about it, and so does everybody else, and I just didn't want to take my sock off, and now it's off.
You don't have to.
I did.
Don't be like that.
You're
being so sassy. I was trying to start a conversation because this is a podcast.
That's fair. This is a conversation.
I just wanted you to talk about it. If you didn't want to, you didn't have to. I just wanted to kind of go into a converse about it.
No, I think right, and I think that's where I didn't, because it was like I just don't want to take my socks off, and you're like, but like why? And I'm like,
Right.
There's
I wasn't
no answer
I
to
wasn't
that.
I wasn't pushing you too. I
So-
was literally just like trying to have that
No, I got you.
conversation.
I
But
think
now
I'm intentionally trying to make this awkward just so everybody's aware. So like,
oh, it's definitely there.
oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah, it's no, so dude, everybody will learn to love me eventually.
I think they love you now. I think
the way that I am.
dude, okay, that is true though. It's funny that you bring that up.
was
Is
that?
I don't think some people can read us.
Sure,
I've noticed that.
Sure.
Because some people will think that we're fighting,
Mhm.
and I'm like, we're not fighting like at all.
no,
Like
I don't think I don't. You said I got pretty toasted that one day though. I guess when I get argumentative,
Yeah,
when I
don't think you were
drink.
mad.
but yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like I don't like that one day. You were just like you were kind of
You
I'm
you were going off.
I'm
Yeah,
naturally
you were like,
aggressive,
yeah.
but like I'm just naturally such a chill person at the same. Is that a thing? Can you be aggressive and chill at the same time? Like I can be like
yeah.
I can be 110% very competitive and like in your face, but I'm also like I'm one of the dudes like I told you about. So I got my vaccine shot today, right? And I told the pharmacist that was the lady that did it that was doing it. She was just you heard I told him. I was just like she's like yeah. Do you prefer your left or right arm? And I was just like well I shoot up in my right, so it's a little sore. Why don't you do it in the left? And she just like straight up just looks at me. I'm on the clock, so
Right.
like they're just looking at me like did he just really admit
to drugs.
to doing drugs when he works in a medical facility? And I was like I just to straight up cold. I mean I'm wearing a mask, so like you can't read my face,
Right.
and like literally like it was like an awkward silence enough to where I was about to lose it because it was so awkward and funny. But then my manager's just like just ignore him, that's just what he does, he's just fucking kidding. And I'm like oh man you ruined it.
It's like really.
She really like I was about to ruin it, but she ruined it for me, so it wasn't my fault. So that was fine. But yeah, no, it's just like that's just how I am. I don't know. I'm very like I like to surround myself with people that are, you know, that can take a joke.
Yeah, of course.
And that I feel like nowadays it's
hard to
so
do. It's hard to
come by.
find. Yeah. You have a very deadpan sense of humor, though.
But that's what's
sometimes.
so good about it.
It's
just
funny,
Like, God damn, did he
But
just really say
yeah,
that?
sometimes exactly. Sometimes it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like even you catch me off guard sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where
yeah.
I've been like, I was like, oh fuck, like, are you
We just went
serious?
there. But
Yeah,
I think
but
it is.
it's funny. It's just people have to learn that side of you,
Yeah,
and then they have to see us interact. Like,
yeah,
they see us for a very short amount of time.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, it's just your sense of humor and
That's
who
fair.
you are, and you do like to make things awkward.
absolutely.
Like,
Because
so if
that's
you
when
can-
it's funny.
Yeah,
Because people are like, "Oh, dude, he just said that," or like, "Oh, I'm kind of uncomfortable," and I'm just like over there, just like laughing
Right.
my ass off. It's like,
and I think so. Like even now, that with this weird foot conversation,
yeah, that was a thing.
it got really awkward really fast.
Yeah, but that's what I was going for.
And
so.
I knew it too. That's why I kept fucking pushing it, because he was like, I saw his little face, and he's just sitting there like,
oh, I got a face.
well, you have a tell.
That's fair.
So like when you
When
see
I'm trying to fuck with somebody.
yeah, when you see it going awkward, you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna lean into it.
Yeah,
And,
that's fair.
and you have a tell, and so I'm not gonna tell them because they'll see it.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
but I do notice, and so
That's
you're
fine.
like trying to make a big deal out of it. I'm like, what? I'm just trying to talk to you. Like, what are you doing? And then I saw it, and I was like, oh fuck, all right, I'll play along.
Got him.
Like I'll play along because
I'll catch on.
it was so hard. It's so because you go into it so fast.
Right.
So like it takes me a second to see if you're being serious, because the one thing that I never want to do is like, you are being serious and I think you're joking. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, where
Yeah.
I'm being dead ass. And
Yeah.
like, see, that's where I
So
don't
like
think you'll ever.
if you were being dead ass about the foot thing,
yeah.
like I don't want to laugh it off and be like, and you're like, no, I'm fucking serious, dickhead. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that guy, you know?
That's fair. I think there's only been very few. That's been a situation that is very rare that I can't even hardly recall a time where someone gets under my. I mean, there's people that obviously get under my skin, but it's very hard to do that. And then once you're at that point, I have too many other ways to like chill myself out, I guess. So like I the only thing that I can think of is if you talk about my family or my sisters, and like
In a negative connotation.
but that's still the thing is like, I mean, I'm very like shitty towards my family in a very like
Well,
family way.
Yeah, but is it one of
too.
those things like, yeah, I can fuck with my family, but you can't fuck with my family?
Yes and no. Like if you're being serious about it, like one of my sisters is a little heavier than most people. You know, calling her fat. I'd be like, yeah, dude, she kind of fucking is fat. But you're like, no, dude, like it's kind of disgusting. I'd be like, all right, see, like I was just fucking kidding.
It's like, hey, we're playing.
Right.
Now we're not.
Now it's personal. Now
Right.
you're when it's directed.
Don't
and-
take it too far.
Right. And yeah, exactly. So that's the only thing I could think of is like, yeah, if you mention, I'm like my nephew.
Mhm.
I remember one of my we mentioned him in a previous episode before about like the bottles of alcohol. If we had a
Oh.
name
Yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
bottle, that person, where it's like, you know, you cheers to that.
Yep.
The same guy, he like brought in like my brand new nephew, like brought him into a fight that he's like, oh, you know, your nephew's gonna grow up knowing his uncle's a piece of trash. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, like I know where you live and I have no problem coming over there. Second of all, who the fuck are you bringing in my like this was just between me and you, and then you're gonna bring in my brand new nephew into this?
Right.
Like, what? No, and then that's
It's like you took it to a whole nother level.
yeah, and that's just like, but I also, I mean, I don't know, yeah. What grinds your gears? Like, what gets you? I mean, if someone talks about Ellen, or does that not get to you?
Oh,
Or is
Ellen, don't. Yeah.
that's your kryptonite. Don't nope.
I am patient.
Like even
with-
if I'm like, oh, Ellen, like, oh man, she was.
if
like,
you and I are
oh.
joking around, it's fine.
right,
It's like, because sometimes, okay, for instance, Ellen's a producer on the show, and sometimes she will go from a producer to a wife. Like, she'll switch into wife mode. And so me and her really do we do work well together, and we're trying to do better.
Yeah.
But if you've worked with us for any amount of time, you know that we bicker like old married people. Like, we are we're so bad about it. Like, and we bicker all the time.
I
And
think
so
you guys are
peop-
just comfortable. I think that's what it is.
Everybody thinks we're fighting. It's
Right.
not fighting. We're just
Right.
dicking around.
but that's where, yeah. I
And
think,
so, but like, so there are sometimes like you've said something and you've been like, damn, like she's on something tonight.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine because she is.
Right.
Like, she's to the average person, she is. But like, if you were to say something to me, like, God damn, she's a fucking bitch. And then
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
and it was like, yeah, she's kind of acting bitchy, but you know, it is what it is. And like, no, she's a fucking bitch. And like, as soon as you repeat it, and
Yeah.
you're pointed with it, because
Yeah.
you want me to know that you think she is that.
Right.
That's a fuck. Like, I will
yeah, that's fair.
flip on you so quick.
Mhm.
Or if anybody takes advantage of my family.
Yeah.
So like, if you try to take advantage of my family, I have a problem with you.
Sure.
And that's not like, I can't talk about it because it involves a family member.
Fair.
But because I'm not gonna bring family matters into this. But
Oh, I will. I'll bring my family members.
I mean, I will, but it's still going on and it hasn't been resolved,
Oh man.
so I can't
Yeah,
talk about
I
it.
love those, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I love about me and my mother is me and my mother, we can hold. I feel like, so I don't like to admit this, but I can hold a grudge, and I can be really shitty about it if I wanted to, but I
Yeah.
generally try not to show that. Like I can be fake around you if I don't really like you, but
Okay.
I will remember for the longest time, and I will hold it against you. I can be like that, I guess. My mother, man,
Bad.
she can be like that, dude. Like she can't fucking drop it.
Ellen's mom is like that.
Dude, it's like, get on with your lives, dude. Like I can be like that, but then a couple days.
So before we started
Right.
filming, you know that conversation that we just had? Ellen's dad like asked Ellen if they could go just them four and have lunch. Do you know why that's like an issue? Like why her dad has to ask me and her for permission? Like, do you know why?
Because he knows you wear the pants.
No, no. I don't wear the pants. It's because her mom has held a grudge on me for 5 years. So much so that she disowned her daughter. So I wasn't allowed on the property. She'd call if I was on their property. She'd call the police and have me arrested for trespassing, or at least trespass from the property.
Huh.
Wouldn't see me. Wouldn't see Ellen. If we saw each other out in public, she'd walk away. Wouldn't acknowledge us. Wouldn't talk to her. She would only message her in emails, because Ellen was worried, or her mom was worried that I would take Ellen's phone and read her text messages. Which never.
I mean, are you crazy?
No.
Like, I don't. What the fuck does she care?
Her mom also at one point thought that I was in it for the long haul, and I was gonna marry Ellen and take all of her money, and then find a way.
You are.
And
we
then,
talked about that. Yeah, it's still going
and then find a way to go after her family.
Her family, right? Yeah, that's the whole plan.
You're joking. If she listens to this, that's not funny.
God, she's like,
so,
she's like, just so we are clear,
it is
we
a joke.
are. But go on. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, quit. No, you're going to get me in trouble. So now it's getting better. Her mom is starting to realize that, like, we are in it for the long haul. We're not just fucking around.
Good.
Like, we're trying to have kids and have a life and all that stuff. Like, so I think she's starting to, or she just misses her daughter and doesn't care about me.
Well, she should, because,
yeah, I know. We're not going to go there. But it's getting better. But, okay, sorry. A long way to answer the question.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
How do people that have been on this earth longer than me act so fucking stupid? Especially when it comes to family. Like, I'm not calling out anybody specifically.
Oh, I have like 4 names that I'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
But like, at the end of the day, like, I hate my sister. She's still my sister.
Yeah.
Like, I will never like, as much as I hate her, I still call her my sister.
You still love her.
She's still my family.
Yeah.
For me to just be like, well, that's Amy, that's Allison, that's Jessica, that's...
Are you name dropping your sisters?
Yeah, well, yeah, they can do whatever. Dude, all of my family, we are very open.
Okay, that's good.
So we can talk shit to each other.
That's good.
But as long as, like, we'll be the one to admit it. She's like, did you realize that? Yeah, you are. We don't get along. What part of that don't you get?
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Like, to this day?
Me and Amy, oil and water, dude. Like,
Ugh.
I told you, I didn't even know she had a kid until she had the kid. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is her second kid. I knew about the first one.
Yeah. Nothing?
Nothing. Like, hey, here's Tegan. It's like, wait, who's that? That's your nephew. Like, and I told you how she was big already, so it's
yeah.
like,
So wait, why do you?
But I never saw.
Why
it.
do you have problems with her?
She purposely gets under my skin. You know how I purposely, like, make it awkward?
You purposely make things awkward. She purposely makes things like dickish and like, tries to make you mad.
Yeah, and I can't tell.
And she's married how?
Dude, yeah, I could be honest with you. She married a guy that has about as many brain cells as she does. That's why they're both freaking dumb. They're both dumb. No, I can't say that.
No, you can't say that word.
I can't say dumb?
No, you can say that word.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's
some words you can't say.
Yeah. No, they are just both very childish, and they are very...
You are throwing it. And you're even name dropping them and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, what are they going to do? Just be like, did you say that? I'd be like, yeah. Tell me a time when you weren't being acting like a child. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well,
at the end of the day, that's still my sister. You know? I mean, I will still, like, if she calls me and says, hey, I need you, of course, I'll be there. Right?
Sister.
I just don't like her.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, is where if we're friends and I don't like you,
we're not friends.
Then we're not friends. Right? And that's the I guess the whole tangent on that is that really pisses me off when people, especially when it comes to family, because I totally understand when you just can't get along with somebody, or you just hate them because of maybe that decision that they made, or maybe and I'm not a parent, so maybe I don't get it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's family will always be there. At least that's how I was raised, and and I'm happy and very thankful for my family, and that's how I became the person I am. So that's coming full circle. I mean, that's why I appreciate my family as much as I do.
Of course.
But I understand we all have our problems in our family, but at the end of the day, you gotta be who's gonna be the bigger person.
Right.
If you don't, that's fine. Figure it out. Someone's got to be the bigger person, and
Someone's got to do it.
And the problem is when families aren't on that same page where it's like family comes first no matter what. Where do you go? If you have a problem, who do you go to? You go to your friends? Well, they're busy because they got a family.
Yeah.
And they got parents that are listening. So, no. Don't be in this world by yourself, You'll always have your family. I'm sorry, continue. I just wanted to make it very clear. Family's always first.
Family's first.
Always make it a priority.
Always. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about what peeves me off.
Yeah.
That's where we started. And then wow.
And then,
down the rabbit hole. No, so it takes a lot to get me mad.
Really?
It really does. It takes me a lot to get me to the point where I'm like willing to fight you or like willing to really yell at you. Because I have 3 different stages. First one is like irritated or frustrated, and I'll just stop talking. If I get quiet, that's when most people get scared because I just stop talking. Second stage is I'll start squaring up. Like that's like all right, I'm sizing up who like I'm about to fight. If I'm like that's like I go from like quiet to I'm gonna fuck you up. Like that's because it doesn't take long. Once you've got me to that point of quietness, it's like all right, here we go.
Right.
Like I'm either gonna calm down and walk away, or we're gonna fight. So once I get there, I'm usually like sizing up. I might start yelling. I might start getting whatever, and then the third step is just all outrage. And I don't really get there. I haven't been there very often. I got there one time with my brother.
Really?
Recently.
Really? Oh, that sucks.
Over Christmas.
Oh. Well, okay. So you guys have made up since then, right? Is there another brother that I don't
kind
know
of. No, just one. Just one.
You guys have talked since then.
Yeah.
You guys haven't moved on 100% about it yet?
Yes and no. I don't think our relationship will ever really be the same.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So what happened there, dude? That's pretty deep. If you think it's gonna be like life changing,
we just don't act the same, like around each other.
What'd you?
Like we still love each other. We're still no.
Yeah, dude. Like what?
We still love each other. We're still fine, but like there's something that's broken there. Like, I mean, we came to all out. Like, dude. Okay, so when we fought, I'm the one that initiated it, and I punched him in the face, and then I bent him over the bed and started beating him in the back of the head. Like, I got him in an arm bar and started beating him in the back of the head. That's how, like...
Well...
So, like, it was not pretty. And so, like, when we walked away from that, I walked in there, and I was the bigger man, and I apologized for starting it.
That's different, though, when you're the one that started it. You're like, I'm sorry, man. All right, for one, his pride's kind of fucking ruined right now, because it's like, God damn, my brother just whooped my ass. But, like, continue. Okay, but that was nice of you. Okay,
yeah, well,
you're trying.
I walked back in, I was like, hey, I should have handled that differently.
Yeah.
Like, but there's a lot of things that just kind of built up over time, and
How much time did it take to build up? Are we talking about like a few years of build
I'm 24, and it started when I was 19. So...
Well, that's not fair to him.
What?
Take it up... So he just took up like 5 years of build-up frustration all in one day, and it just... It's not fair to him, but maybe it was. I mean, what can I mean, is it too personal to ask? Like, what? Like, what was it? What
my brother watches the show.
Yeah.
And it's not anything bad. Like, it's like the problem is that like what happened.
Right.
For the reasons that we've talked about and we've worked out. Kind of.
Right.
Like, we've worked them out. But some things still are kind of like gray.
Yeah, just give it time.
I think it'll be fine over time. Yeah, but it's just like
this just happened off. That's still kind of fresh.
It's still fresh.
But this is how siblings work things out.
Well, the problem that the whole family was there.
Well, yeah.
Like everyone. my grandma, my grandpa,
And?
my aunt, my uncle, my cousins,
Bro,
my mom,
I get
my
it.
wife, his girlfriend.
It was awkward, but still. It's
Well, no, it was just like there was so much build up to this thing, and I was just like, "Fuck it," because I'm like, if because I was trying to make a point to him. That's what happened.
you tried to kick your brother's ass to
No,
make
no,
a point.
no. I was trying to make a point by talking,
Okay.
and he wouldn't listen. And then
That frustrated you.
okay, so I had what
You're trying so hard not to say
I'm
it.
trying not to.
But like, and I'm trying to like, cause like I want to know.
So the breaking
but,
point,
like, I
the,
don't,
the breaking
because you're
point
trying to
was is
avoid
that
the
he said he hated me,
okay. Yeah.
and he said a lot of shit to me. He's never said he hated me,
Yeah.
and I know that after I calmed down, I know that he didn't mean it. He was just angry and said some shit that he didn't mean because everybody does. But like,
I mean,
I don't know.
don't what? Well, you don't know what. If you should
Okay.
talk about it, or we should go down that road.
I don't know.
I think if you want,
Yeah. Okay, Tyler. If you're watching this, dude, because you might be. I love you.
me too.
Everything's fine between us. I'm okay. We're good. There's just some things that we got to work on. And one, we don't really live close to each other. We live an hour and a half away from each other. So, we'll work it out. We'll be okay. But there's just some things that I had issues with that it kind of just all came to a front at Christmas. And that's what happened. So, I'm going to talk about it. Is what it is. And there's two sides to every story. So if you want to come on and talk about your side, that's fine. We'll make it happen. With that being said, here's that story. Okay, so Christmas, we all go to a cabin down in Gatlinburg.
Oh wait.
And
before you get too invested,
what's up?
should we do our plugs right now?
Ooh, that's a good stopping point because they're gonna continue to listen.
Oh, because like I want to listen, and I don't want you to be like, actually, crap, I forgot. We should do this because I want you to go because now I'm invested, and I can't imagine like them. So
they're
like,
gonna be so invested.
yeah, dude, I
Okay.
would be so pissed if you stopped in the middle of this because it's like we've been building up to this conversation for the last half hour.
Well, now we're gonna stop right here. So
yep, okay, they're gonna thank me later. I swear.
Okay. All right. Before we get into this story, we want to let you know the PM podcast is supported by Circle City Tent. Circle City Tent provides the premium in window tinting for your vehicle. Get your car tinted right now for just $169.99. That covers any shade and a lifetime warranty. Give them a call, 317-788-8468, or go to the website, circlecitytent.com. Summer is upon us, and that heat is going to be blistering down and making your car really, really hot. But you know what can stop that? The Arctic Start Remote Start by Circle City Tent. Keep your car in the perfect climate all year round by starting your car remotely and keeping it nice and cool inside the vehicle. If it's cold outside, keep it warm. If it's warm outside, keep it cool with the Arctic Start Remote Start by Circle City Tent. Give them a call, 317-788-8468, or go to the website, circlecitytent.com. They have one location here in Indianapolis, located on East Washington, so do not miss out. Go get it right now, $249.99 for that remote start with a lifetime warranty, and the installation is included. 317-788-8468. Now back to the PM podcast.
Boom.
All right, so that's the story. So Christmas, we all go to Gatlinburg, and it's like a family trip. So my grandma isn't really traveling a whole lot, and so she's like, you know what, we're just gonna take a family trip down to Gatlinburg.
Okay.
And so we're like, oh yeah, we're all down. Like, let's make it happen. This may be grandma's like last really big trip. Let's just like for a long time. Like, let's just make it last. So we go out, and we are having a good time. And so me and my little cousin decide that we want to make a little like martial art fight video.
The video thing you showed me,
Yeah,
right?
That
okay.
video. The fight happened 10 minutes after that.
Okay.
So we filmed this video.
Right. You guys spent quite some time on this,
like
right?
3 or 4 hours. So we did this little fight video, and because he wanted to do it, I needed to be creative because I couldn't work on this or anything like that. So I was like, I just need to do something. So we made this little fight video, and there was this one scene that actually isn't even in the video, where we needed to use like some PS4 controllers that my brother had, because he brought his system with him. So I asked Tyler, I'm like, hey man, can I borrow your PS4 controllers? We want to film this little bit for the episode or for this little shot. Like, can we borrow them? He's like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So and I told him like, hey, we're not gonna play or anything. I just want to borrow them for this little thing. So okay, cool. So we go upstairs, we film this little scene, and then we wrap up filming and we're done. So then we go back downstairs, or we go back down to like our room, which is downstairs, to the little basement area with the pool table. And Logan's like, hey, Logan's his name. Logan's like, hey, can we play a PS4? And I kind of look in the room and the lights are off, or the lights are like kind of off, but I don't know if they were off. I think they were on, if I remember correctly. But I thought that he went to bed.
Okay.
Because it was like midnight at this point. So I was like, and he told me he was laying down anyway. So I thought he went to bed, and I didn't really want to bother him. So I was like, yeah, we can do that. Because his PlayStation was in the main,
like, living room area.
Yeah.
So it's like, ideally, you would think anybody would be
anybody could have got on it and played it.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll play his though. That way you don't mess up his KD and all that. Like, make sure. Yeah. So like, okay. I'll play his.
So he's a gamer. That's okay. Heard.
But
there's a difference.
But I'm good.
Right.
I'm decent. I can beat him in Call of Duty. So I can keep his KD from fouling.
Sure.
It's like, I'll play his. No big deal. And so we turn it on. We start playing. And we don't even get to the first round, and Tyler turns the corner, and he's standing there, and he goes like, you fucking liar. And I looked over at him, and I'm like, oh, dude, I thought you were asleep. I'm sorry. And he goes like, you fucking lied. I'm like, what do you mean?
About?
And he's like, about playing the PS4. And I was like, dude, I thought you were asleep. Logan wanted to play. We're just going to play around. Is that a problem? And he's like, yeah, you could have just come in here and gotten me. He didn't want us playing the PS4 without him there.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't keep it in the communal space then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're starting to get into it, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Right, because like, this is very, I'm not going to lie, at this point, I think it's kind of petty too.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, no.
It's like dude. Shut
the fuck up, we're all family.
It's just right. a game.
Right.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Right, and you're with family too. It's like, come on, dude.
It's like we can, you want to play? Like, come on, let's go. And he was like, no. You should have fucking come and got me.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, it's not that big of a fucking deal. And he's like, it is a big fucking deal. You lied.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, fuck this.
I guess.
So I unplugged the PS4, and I unplugged the PS4, and I unplugged the HDMI from the back of the TV. And then I took the HDMI cord and I threw it on the pool table. I was like, dude, if you're not gonna be able to share with people, because it's in the communal space, then don't have it here.
Right.
And I started to walk away, and he's like, you fucking bitch.
Ooh.
First of all,
fighting words.
First of all, don't call me a bitch. So I turned around and I was like, what the fuck you say? And he was like, don't call, and he's like, you fucking bitch, you didn't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I did, because we're not going to sit here and argue over a fucking game system. And then he said, I fucking hate you. And I go like, do something about it. And he was like, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm like, then shut the fuck up. Either do something about it or walk away.
Right.
And he was like, I'm not walking away. I'm like, walk the fuck away. And he said something else. At this point, I kind of starting to get that point where I'm like, I'm about to like do some shit. So he wouldn't walk away.
Why do you want him to walk away? What, is it just because you told him to, and at this point he's not?
Well, I told him to walk away because he's starting to get me to the point where he either needs to walk.
Oh, so you were you were telling him you need to walk away from this situation before it gets worse.
Like,
and he's like, I'm not.
He's like, oh, I was like, I'm about to fuck you up. Walk away, or I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Right.
Like, because he can see me and my cousin can see me, and everyone around me can kind of see that I'm starting to get to that point of pissosity. And so I was like, you need to walk away before I make this so much worse. And he didn't move. And so he said something else. And so I don't remember what he said, but I remember my response. My response was like, see, this is the fucking problem. Oh. And he goes, what? And I go, you just expect everybody to fucking bow down to you and do everything you said, and I'm fucking tired of you taking advantage of people. I'm fucking tired of you taking advantage of mom and taking her fucking money.
Do you really think he does that though?
He used to. And so I was stating facts at the time.
Well, I guess
and this is shit that had been built up that I have, like, I can talk about so many times where it happened, but I'm not going to degrade my brother like that at this point. Yeah.
You
It's over.
shouldn't.
It's in
You're
the
right.
past.
You're right.
He's moving.
Heard.
He's striving to be better. So
Right.
I'm not going to bring up his past.
Heard.
But at the time, I just started rambling off these things. And I was like, that's the fucking problem. And he was like, fuck you.
Yeah,
and I was like, then fucking do something about it. And then he was like, no. And like we kind of had that standoff where he didn't say anything and I didn't say anything. And then I sort of ramped up and walked up to him, and then I decked him right in the face. And then he grabbed me by my collar and tried to throw me towards the wall. And as I came around, he poked me in the eye. Like a fucking bitch move.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like intentionally?
Yeah. But he was like, he tried to punch me, but he had an open fist. So he just poked me in the eye.
Okay.
Like, took out my contact. So I'm like, you can't even fight like a fucking, like, fuck you. So I grabbed him, or put him in an arm bar, and then I just started beating the back of his head. And I'm pretty sure I concussed him. Like, I knew I did, because...
So you were hitting hard enough to where you wanted to hurt him.
Oh, if my mom hadn't been right there when it happened, I would have.
What'd your mom say?
When she got there? Well, okay, so what had happened was, what I was going to do, I remember in the moment, I was hitting the back of his head, and then I saw his face turn, and I was going to aim for his temple, because I wanted to knock him out. I wanted to hit the button to where he just passes out. And I was hitting the back of his head. I got 5, maybe 6 hits in, and he's just sitting there freaking taking it, trying to get me off, and he just can't.
Right.
Because he's over the railing on the bed, so I have him by the back of his neck, and I'm just fucking... railing on him.
Yeah.
So wailing on him. So at about the 6th or 7th hit, I go back to pull again, and my mom grabs my shoulder and she screams. She's like, "Aaron, stop! Aaron, fucking stop!" And I didn't want to hit mom in my backswing, so I was like, I was going to, and I was like, "Oh, fine, fuck it," and I let go, and I kind of walked away. And Tyler tried to get back up and come after me.
I bet.
And mom was right there. Like, she stepped in. You gotta admit, my brother's 6'5", 6'6", 250, 260. I'm 6'1", 170. My mom is 5'8", 150.
Nothing.
So like, but she stepped right in the way. Broken shoulder, by the way, at this time. My mom had a broken shoulder when she stepped in.
Yeah.
So he stopped. He immediately starts crying. Because he looks up to me.
He's pissed.
No, he looks up to me.
Well, I think
so. There's a lot of emotions. So
right,
like
I think that's what it is. It's like like he wants to be mad, but he's
well, he's so mad,
right.
But at the same time, he also just got his ass kicked by his older brother, who
embarrassed.
legitimately wanted to hurt him.
Yeah,
he was embarrassed because it happened in front of everybody, including his girlfriend, who was in the room.
Bro.
Yeah. And yeah. So and on top of that, like I know that he will never admit this, but I know that he looks up to me. And so for it to come to blows and me do that shit, it just kind of all came to, it just overwhelmed him. So he started crying. I walked away and I was like, I'm good. Like I was fine. Like I was all good. Besides my contact being wiped out my eye. I just walked in and grabbed my glasses. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, good. I'm good. Are you mad? Like, and I walked in there. My adrenaline was still up, but everyone was like, oh my God, what happened? I'm fine. I'm good. Calm down. Like, you were going to go in there and hit him. I'm done. No, mom pulled me off. I'm fine. We're good. I'm not going to fight anymore. Like, I'm one of those guys that if I fight, we settle our shit and then we move on.
Right.
Like, we go to blows, we shake hands, we walk away.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I did what I had to do. What?
Did you though?
Walk away?
Did you drop it and walk away?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it.
I dropped it when my mom yelled at me. and said, "Don't punch him."
At this specific point in time, right now, have you dropped it and walked away?
From why I did it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Why I did
As
it?
you should.
Yeah, of course.
Because
the reason I did it,
right.
like it came to that.
Right.
So that's the ultimate apex of where you can take emotions.
Right.
Is violence or
Exactly. Fight or flight.
acceptance.
Right.
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
So it's like I came to that point. So at that point, yeah, you drop it, you move on. Now, do I still have reservations? Do I still have concerns and issues? Yes.
So you haven't moved on.
I
You
have.
dropped it.
No. There are
You
things.
just said that you were done with it. You're
I
done
am.
talking about
with
it.
those
but you
issues.
still have
With those
reservations.
issues, the reasons that I fought him and I went and it came to blows.
Right.
Absolutely,
Right.
I've moved on from those issues.
Right.
There's shit that came up since then that I'm harboring.
Well, right, and I think that's where there's obviously you don't go 5 years being cool with your brother to, beating the shit out of him. So obviously, I think there's some underlying other, those messages or those stories that maybe we don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I mean, but that's what I'm asking. Like, where did all that? Like, this literally, you guys were completely perfect as a pickle before this Christmas, and then all of a sudden this just happened because you got on his PlayStation 4.
I never talked about it with him.
Talked about what? Like what set him off?
He never set off. I'm the one that got set off, and he just was willing to fight me.
This dude got mad because you touched his PlayStation.
Oh, that's
His
just him.
Video game.
That's just him.
That's
If you use anything of his without asking, that's just him.
I guess that's fair. I just think it's kind of dumb, especially fucking video games.
Yeah,
really.
but that's what my mom
Like-
was like. She's like, over a video game, and I'm like,
Right.
no. Like, ultimately, in the end, no. If he would have dropped it, came in there, sat down, and played PS4 with us, it would not have been a problem.
Okay.
It's because he kept going, and then he kept pushing me to where all of those problems that I had with him that I was dealing with personally, he brought all that to the surface, and then he unleashed a can of whoop ass on himself.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like it wasn't because the PS4. Like that wasn't the issue.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it literally, I feel like the problem with the situation is that obviously you didn't ask
Yes.
because when you wanted to touch his stuff.
Right.
That being said, it's a fucking game, dude. In the middle of the living room,
The communal
like,
space.
You're
in
not
the cabin.
Ninja, right? If you had like a $5,000, $10,000 setup, I could see.
Yeah.
Don't touch my shit,
Right.
man. Like, come on. Like, it's like $1,000 mouse and keyboard.
Right.
Sure,
It's
bro. You're no ninja, right? You're no like named gamer out there that
Right.
like just like he has to have. But to his their own, right?
To
What's
each their
mine
own.
is mine, right? That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like, I'm not a very materialistic person, so
Right.
like, if as much as I love to play video games, like if my Xbox took a shit the next day, like, I'm like, well, that fucking sucks.
But anyway, so everybody keeps saying, like, even the family, they're
Mhm.
like, why'd you guys fight over a video game? It wasn't over the video game.
Yeah.
It was because he made a stand and over something stupid, and then he accidentally brought up all of my repressed shit that I had with him. And then that was it. Like, I don't think he intended to bring up all that stuff that, like, because the more he kept pushing and prying, the angrier I got at him. And then I was like, dude, it's a game. Fucking drop it. Get over it. Like, why are you picking this hill to die on?
Right.
Like, why this?
Right.
And then when I got to that point, it was like, why do you do this? Why did you do this one time? Why did you? In every
Yeah.
single instance
all
that
unloading.
every issue that I had with him, it just kept compounding. And then he said, I fucking hate you. And that was the only thing that was keeping all of that back. Because I'm like, you know what? He's still my brother. There's still love. He's still my brother. There's still love. And it's like, I fucking hate you. Boom. Gone. That protective barrier where I'm like, there's love there. As soon as you say you hate somebody, like, that's it. That's the gate is broken.
No, I mean, I hate my sister.
So,
I mean, like, she's kind of a bitch.
well, but I was holding all that back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I was like, I still love him. He can do better. He can be better. It is what it is. And he goes, I fucking hate you. boom,
That's
gone.
fair.
And all the floodgates open, and every single issue I ever had with him just all came out at once.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
fair.
that was what caused it. It wasn't the game. It was him picking a hill to die on over a video game, and then him just accidentally breaking my floodgates of everything that I've just kind of dealt with over the years, and then just like let it all out on him at once.
Well.
So I let it out. I'm glad. It sucks that it came out violently.
Yeah.
But I felt really good.
Sure.
Like afterwards, I was like, oh man, like I feel like this crazy weight been lifted off my chest.
But see, that's why, man, I tell you though, that's why I love being able to have a conversation, an open conversation with my family.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I've straight up told
Yeah.
my sister,
Amy.
you're kind of a bitch, like all the time.
Yeah.
But like, she's not surprised, right? She knows exactly how I feel about her.
Right.
And so does I love my family.
Mm.
I hate Amy. She's a bitch. But like, she's not surprised by that, right?
Mm.
So, and it took me a long time, kind of like what you were making the comment, why would you choose, like, why is this the hill you want to die on?
Right.
No, dude. I have mole mountains everywhere with this one. Like, I'll die on every single one of these hills because it's like, but I'm gonna tell you, right, how I feel. I'm not gonna let it be a mountain before I make that fight, right? I'm gonna pick a fight with you on everything. Not like, okay, maybe that's a wrong way to put it, but I'm gonna let you know, right? Hey, what? Like, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get under my skin, and it's working. But like, don't be a bitch.
Fucking stop.
Yeah, like, it's okay. Like, I get it. Your favorite color's green. Well, move on. Cool. You had a kid? Great. Thanks for not telling me for the last 9 months. Awesome. Her name, right? Oh, cool. Great. By the way, that was kind of shitty, don't you think? Yeah. Most normal people would tell, family, so like, I don't know. That's where like the joke or the bluntness from me, where it's just like I just like it's easier to deal with when it's like funny, or it's awkward.
Oh yeah,
because like people don't like being in those people don't like being in an awkward situation.
Hate it. Yeah, most people hate it.
So if you call your brother out in the middle of all your family, it's awkward and it's humiliating maybe, or embarrassing or whatever.
Well, the thing was, and that's the thing. So I need to wrap this up before because I'm sure families listening to this and they're like, what the fuck? So
I think the whole point of this is we love our family.
Yeah, so it is. And here's the thing. All those issues that I had were just built up. And he was young and growing and learning.
Sure.
And I tried so hard to like kind of guide him, but I'm learning that like, he just has to he has to learn for himself.
Yeah.
And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where it's like I had a bunch of issues, and I hope that display of aggression kind of made him realize like, yeah, I shouldn't do that. Like I should really try to work on these things. And I think he is. I think he's trying. I'm not around him. I'm not around him enough to really know.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying. I hope he is, because like if we came to blows and nothing changed, then that would just cause more issues. But like I said, I'm not trying to paint my brother in a bad light.
Yeah.
I should not have ever fought him. I should not have ever punched him or tried to physically fight. Like I should not have done that. No, I shouldn't have done that.
It's part of the process, man.
It is, but I shouldn't have done it. I should have had a conversation. I should have sat down and told him all my issues as they came up, rather than bottling them down and been like, fuck you, and then bam. Like, I should have just talked to him about it. And then, but sometimes words can only go so far. Actions speak louder.
Heard.
Yeah.
I'll put my 2 cents after this.
So but at the end of the day, Tyler, number one, I love you. Number two, you're not a bad kid. Don't think this podcast is putting you in a bad light, because it's not. Tyler is a great guy. He is very caring for a lot of people.
He likes PlayStation 4.
Shut the fuck up. So you're trying to make it awkward. So but that's the thing. Like, he's a great guy. Like, nobody that listens to this, like, please don't think that I'm trying to put him in a bad light. I'm really not. Yeah. I'm just trying. There's a story. It happened. This is what we talk about on this show. We are real. We talk about our lives.
Yeah.
It happens. We're gonna grow up. We're gonna grow on. We're gonna go on, and we're gonna get better. Like time, it takes time. But I think that it came to that. We made a point, or I made a point, and we grow from it. I'm glad that he looks up to me, and I'm glad that he's trying to be better, and he tries to do better. And I'm proud of him for trying to better his life and be a better person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I really am sorry that I did that. Like I regret fighting him because I'm like because when that happened, I think it damaged something between us. Like we still love each other, we still act the same, we're still fine, but like there's just when we're around each other, there's always.
It's still fresh though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about this happened on Christmas
6 months ago. Yeah.
So
it's like when it's like.
Would you ever joke about it though? Like just like, man, you want another ass whooping? Like
maybe.
You see, that's where you got to get to that. Like that's what I would do because then you know what? Continue.
But he just takes.
I'll give you my rant.
He just he just takes things too seriously.
As he life is gonna be really fucking hard for you, dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I feel like after a while, I mean, I wasn't always I was generally like the nice guy, very quiet to myself.
And then life hits you and you're like, fuck everyone.
Dude, everyone are fucks. So, wait.
She's a caribou.
Well, hello.
But, sorry, it's my wife just walked down. But yeah, like, I don't know. Anyway, hold on. Tyler, I love you. Don't think anything by this, dude. It's a conversation. All of our shit's been worked out. We still got some stuff to work on. And that's just life. It'll all be better eventually. We just gotta keep doing us, okay? You do you. You be all right. I do me. I'll be all right. We be brothers. All the love. So, all right, continue. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. At the end of the day, family's important. I don't know. I don't have a brother.
Family's important. Don't fight your brother if you don't have to. Always talk about it.
I feel like that was probably necessary. I think
violence is never necessary.
I agree, but when it comes to family, it's the only way to.
Violence is always the last option.
So
you should always try to talk things out first.
Heard.
And then if talking doesn't work, then yeah.
Exactly. And in this case, it didn't work, right? Talking didn't work, and then it had to resolve to something. That's why I'm saying sometimes, especially if you're gonna fight anybody, fight a family member. Obviously, nothing was too crazy about it. Like, don't attempt to murder your family member.
Don't go to jail over it.
But like sometimes it's just gotta happen because that's just the only way that we're human beings, right? But some people are better talkers and some people are better listeners, right? So some people, you just gotta go with it, man. But at the end of the day, Tyler, we appreciate you always giving us comments and always watching the show and
giving us
obviously
ideas.
Nothing to you. Yeah, dude.
No, it's not a dig on him at all. It's actually, if you really pay attention, I'm actually kind of dogging myself because I regret doing it.
Yeah, he did.
Like I'm not like I talked about the situation, but I regret handling it the way I did.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm not trying to make myself seem like a badass. I'm not trying to make myself seem cool or whatever. I don't like that I didn't handle it like that.
I do.
I know you do.
I think it was.
You just want to antagonize. Quit. So, I think at the end of the day, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Brothers will be brothers, and hey, we're not back in the 1860s. At least we're not standing across from a field trying to shoot each other. So hey,
dude,
a day's a day.
Just wake up and keep smiling, dude.
Exactly. Tyler, I love you, dude.
Tyler, I love you too.
Be good. Be kind to one another. Love each other.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.